I wanted to send this video message because I wanted to help you navigate through the learning units and what's going to be happening in the next couple of class periods as you're preparing for your informative speech. So, what I'm going to do is review what's in the folders. I want to talk about my role as a coach. And then, last of all, I want to tell you a little bit about what's going to happen in the next few class periods. So you're going to notice I opened on the announcement page. I'm going to go into the learning units. Remember, we're in Unit 2. And I just wanted to point out a couple of things that I've done with this area. So first of all, I moved the speech folder with all the materials about the speech up to the top so that you can access it at any point. It used to be buried in one of the folders, and that was kind of ridiculous, to be honest. So I pulled it out and left it up at the top. You're going to notice that I have the topic proposal assignment, which we had talked about in the library, posted in this folder. So when you click on this folder, you're going to see all the stuff. The assignment's at the bottom. I give you two ways to submit it. You can either, I'm going to click on it so you can see it. You can either write your submission, copy paste your responses from a Word doc and drop them in there, or better yet, just attach your Word doc. Remember, I tell you to save things in a Word doc or a RTF file, rich text file, which is one of your options when you save, because that makes it way easier for me to look at it once it's in Blackboard. Okay? You're going to see this is worth 20 points. It's due Tuesday. It's an easy assignment. This is just looking at why you chose your topic. One of the things that it helps me do is make sure that you've narrowed your topic down. So make sure you submit that. Okay, I'm going to back up through the folders, hopefully, so we can get back to, I went all the way back. Okay, to the rest of the folders. We've already done Unit 2.1. 2.2 is what you worked on last week as you got ready to go into the library. Okay, notice I keep putting these announcements. Your outline, it's a draft outline, is due in class on Tuesday, October 10th. So starting with Unit 2.3, I'm expecting you to work on your own so that when we come to class, we can do peer editing and you can work with your team on developing your speech. So let me just walk you through what you're going to have to do. So this is the unit you're in right now, right? Make sure you do your textbook stuff. Oh, wait a minute. Let me back up a second. You're not quite there yet. Come on. All right, we're in Unit 2.2. So you're finishing this up, right? We just did this conduct background research and narrow your topic in the library on Thursday. I gave you a little bit more detail and I gave you some information here about what you're looking to do. What you're really looking to create is right here. I'm taking my cursor around this blue line, the key. You're going to notice that the key is a single word that captures the focus of your topic. The keys are bolded right here. And here's some other keys based on those journalistic research questions that you develop. So remember, you're only focusing on one key. I think that this is the hardest, most complicated, I guess, maybe not hardest, but most complicated idea for students to get, and they struggle with this, okay? So if you're struggling with this, let me know and I will try to help you through the process. We will also be working with those keys once we get to class next week, okay? Then you're supposed to gather your information and do the evaluation of your sources. The librarian talked about the CRAP criteria. I've given you a copy of those right here so you can see them, okay? In the criteria that she discussed, there's another A that she gave you, and I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but if you do these four, that is perfectly fine, okay? So these, again, are assessments of why your sources are effective for you. And then I give you a sample annotated works cited page so you can see what it looks like. I'm just going to open it up here so you can see the sample slide this over. So here's the source. Here's how the person addressed each one of those criteria. Okay. You're going to notice that there's purpose and point of view. Purpose is what I'm really interested in. Okay. So they just write a sentence or two about why those sources fit those criteria. That's a key piece of your research. So please make sure that you do that appropriately. Okay. All right. And then you're going to submit a copy over your works cited page here. I want you to also bring a copy of that to class because we're going to use it to conduct practice on oral source citations. Okay? So don't just submit it here, print a copy and bring it with you. All right, last thing is construct your goal statement or your thesis. And that's going to be in your outline. So I gave you an explanation of what makes a goal statement different from a thesis. All right? I'm going to edit this actually. It says submit below. I'm going to take that out because we're going to have that in class. Okay, it's going to be part of your outline. All right, so you got to get through those steps so that you can get to the next part, which is constructing the body of your speech and adding your oral source citations. Again, sample outline due in class on Tuesday. It says complete these steps on your own. They're not hard. It's just about putting your draft outline together. So please make sure that you understand how to set up the body of your outline, how to do your transitions and signposts. And then there's a video here about constructing oral source citations. We're going to talk about those in class, but if you want to do a little pre-preparation before class, you can watch this video. It's not very long. And then you're going to add source citations into your outline. You're going to see that I have here follow the pattern, who, what, when, and I've given you some examples of how to put those in your outline. This is so that you have a reference point for it when you're going to practice in class. We are going to practice those in class using your draft outline. So you got to get through this stuff before Tuesday. Finally, it says construct your intro and conclusion in a full draft outline. Again, due in class on October 10th. Okay? Gives you some ideas of how to construct the intro, the conclusion, and then put your draft outline together. And then I've given you a couple sample outlines. These are not for the type of speech that you've been doing. These are from cultural artifact speeches. They're the only ones I have because I've never done the informative speech that you're doing before because this is a new honors thematic topic. Okay, but just to get an outline of get an idea of what an outline looks like, I've posted a couple of them. Okay, all right. So basically, you need to get through these units before Tuesday because you want to bring your draft outline to class Tuesday. What we're going to do is we're going to start a peer editing process on Tuesday. I'm going to focus mostly on oral source citations and some of the fundamentals of outlining. The rest of the time you're going to have to work with your groups. You're also going to have time to work with your groups on Thursday doing peer editing of your draft outlines. So you're going to have a couple days to do some adjustments to your outlines if you want to do that before Thursday. You are going to turn those draft outlines into me so that I can take a look at them. You're also going to turn them in with your peer editing forms, which are available in this folder. Most of you, I think, last week had printed everything you needed. If you didn't, make sure you go through this folder and print the items that you need, including that peer editing sheet. That's going to have to come to class with you. It gets turned in with your draft outline. I use those to give you feedback on your outline so that you can do better in your speech. So what's going to happen at this point is I actually become more of your coach in preparing your speeches. I don't do as much instruction at this point. I give you much more time to work with each other to be able to get those draft outlines together. So it's really important that you have your stuff done before you come to class. I would rather have you bring materials that are not fully developed, that are still in the process of being worked on, than nothing. So come with what you have. the farther along you are in your own process, the easier it's going to be for you to get feedback and the more help you're going to get from people in your group. So please make sure that you get as much done as you possibly can. Again, it does not have to be perfect. You do not have to have every element in place where you want it. We're not starting speeches until the 19th. And on the 17th, which is a week from Tuesday, you have an in-service day. So you're going to have a day off of school, no classes. That is a day that you ought to consider getting together with your group members, perhaps in the library, to do your last minute preparations. Go over your visual aids, practice together. It really, really, really helps to do that before you have to come to class to deliver your speech. We will have speaking order decided in class this week, so you'll know exactly what day you're speaking. That may help you schedule with your group. Okay? So if you have any questions in the meantime, make sure that you send me an email, a text message, give me a phone call as you get your stuff ready for Tuesday. All right? Good luck with everything. Hope you're enjoying this beautiful fall day, and I'll see you in a couple days.